Hey everybody, welcome back to this fourth and final installment of this special series of Awesome Build where we look back at the props and costumes that we made for the Mad Max Fury Road review. And so today we're going to be looking at the model cars and trucks and stuff that we built for the review. I have a lot of footage courtesy of Rob, who was filming on the day of, or the days that we were actually shooting on set. When Doug came to me initially and he said he wanted it to be practical and he wanted to shoot model trucks and cars and stuff. And initially he thought that some of the cars might be CG, but at least he wanted the two main cars to be models. So he had a very specific design in mind. He wanted it to mimic the Roadrunner and Coyote from the old Warner Brothers cartoons. But obviously he didn't want it to be so that you saw it immediately and that's what it looked like. He wanted it to be a hint of it so that when there is the reveal, you kind of get in silhouette what it would be. So it was kind of a tricky process. I had to find vehicles and cars that I thought would kind of fit into that form and then adjust them to fit that specific design that he was looking for. So this is what I came up with. The other request too is it was specific that the one truck had to have some kind of arms or claws that it could reach out for the Roadrunner car. When I got closer to the actual filming date, we might have actually already been in production. We might have already started filming. Doug had decided that he actually did want all of the cars and trucks to be actual practical models, and just the Michael Bay car would be CGI. So, but the Devil Boner car, he was like, "Can you make a really kick-ass car for Devil Boner?" And like I said, I think we may have already began filming, or I think we were at least well into production. I had this model or this toy Jeep, so it was just sitting there. So when he said, I don't have any specific idea, I just need it to look really badass, like something Devil Boner would drive. So I took some of the other spare parts and pieces of scrap and literally in about a half hour put together the Devil Boner car. Rob did the paint job, and the paint job is awesome. It's what really sells it. So all of it, it was this initially just this Jeep, and with pieces of foam and other model cars glued to it, and then all these pieces of scrap plastic that I cut into jagged shards and glued on there and stuff. And yeah, with Rob's awesome paint job, that's how that one was conceived and built. So, and that's the one that everybody likes the most. It's usually the way it goes. It's usually the prop that I spent the least amount of time on that people seem to gravitate to the most. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's take a look. All right, so we got a lot of work to do for this Mad Max review. Models for some of the vehicles. We have to build interiors for some of the vehicles. All the costumes, prop material, makeup. So there's a ton of stuff to do. This is going to be probably one of the biggest reviews we've ever done. Today I'm working on building the models for at least two of the main vehicles, and if I have time I'll build some more, but the two main ones are the important ones. Doug gave me a sketch to go off of. As you can see there on the top, this is the sketch that Doug gave me for how he wanted the vehicles to look. But that's basically what I have to go off of. So there's a little bit of creative license there. There's a little room for leeway, but there is actually a specific look that Doug has in mind. And so he's been coming in and kind of taking a look at some of the items that I've accumulated and what I plan to do and stuff like that with it. So I went to about 6 different like resale shops, thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and just gathered up all I could, like leather jackets, masks, weapons, toy trucks and cars and other vehicles and stuff like that I can kind of cut them all up, cobble them together, and make some cool Road Warrior looking vehicles and stuff. So I collected, bulldozer, fire truck, pickup truck. I'm going to use this kid's aircraft carrier. It's going to use parts for a few different things. I have this blue car. And hopefully, when it's all done, it'll actually look kind of cool. I'm sure it'll probably be popping in again later. But that's it. Like, we're going to just jump right into it, and I'll shoot some video as I'm going along. And yeah, hope you enjoy.
Okay, this bad boy is the Thunder Roadrunner. This was this the first one you built, or the second?
Yeah, well, I built this one and the Coyote kind of at the same time. When I was looking for parts of cars and stuff like that to build, I was like, you know, kind of limited. I went to Goodwill's and just got anything that I thought could work. And when I saw this one, originally the Roadrunner car was going to be like a long pickup or another truck. But when I saw this, I just thought it lended itself kind of comically with the big back. Well, this wasn't the original tire, but it did have a bigger back tire. And I just thought, I'm like, oh, it had the blue color already on it, and I thought this would be the perfect Roadrunner car. So
it's I love the little Roadrunner head there.
Yeah,
beep, beep.
Kept adding it kept getting longer and longer.
Yeah, beautiful paint job. It's just funny because it's just such a domestic vehicle.
Yeah, kind of.
Heavy. Interesting thing, you wouldn't know. Yeah, this thing's pretty heavy.
Yeah, that one's actually made out of steel. It's got a steel body on it.
Yeah, these other ones, you know, even the Jeep. The Jeep is pretty light.
It must have been like a promotional thing or something for Mini Cooper or something, because it's.
We have taken your Mini Cooper and defiled it.
But yeah, so this was like the wheels off of a pickup truck, and then I made the exhaust pipes to kind of give the feathered kind of back, and yeah, just more pieces of plastic, old pieces of the battleship and stuff like that. The smaller engine.
Yeah, I saw what was left of the battleship.
Yeah.
I remember asking, I was like, where the hell did that go? It was like on the Roadrunner. I'm like, where?
Yeah. It's like a little piece here, a little piece there. But yeah, this piece is actually the front of a toy gun that I cut off and had laying around.
Nice.
And then I cut this piece to kind of initially look like the Roadrunner head, and then Doug was like, I kind of want it longer. So then the day we filmed this model, I mocked up this little piece here. It's just out of wood and plumber's epoxy.
Nice.
And yeah, and it gives that really kind of cool front spike kind of look, and yeah, it still has that silhouette sort of the Roadrunner. But yeah, it came together pretty good.
Good job, MacGyver.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so this one went through a couple names. I originally was calling it the Coyote Ugly, but then since it's supposed to be basically the coyote from the Warner Brothers cartoons, I decided to call it the Wild Rig Coyote. You get, yeah, whatever. Anyway, but for some reason it says Tonka on the side. Hope they don't notice that. But yeah, so this was the first model you built, Jim?
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of built this one and the Roadrunner at the same time.
This one was the showstopper, though, of the early models.
Yeah, this one, I thought when it was done, I was like, yeah, this one looks like, you know.
Oh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, when you'd walk into like George Miller's office or something like, all right, this is my concept for, you know.
George Miller's Looney Roadrunner Bugs Bunny movie. God, I love this one.
Yeah, so
this is the truck I drove playing Impractical Joe. So I like to think that these are seats, by the way, and they just launch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Doug had a very specific kind of request as far as it had to look like the Roadrunner and Coyote or whatever. So he's like, the arms have to reach out somehow.
See, the funny thing is I would have, I guess these are the ears, but I would have thought maybe these were the ears as well, but I guess it works either way. But yeah, we would have to take these down.
Yeah, initially I just had these, and then on the day of, Doug was like, I need something else, some pipes, and I had mocked up some pipes.
Yeah, Doug's very good at that last minute.
But it was fine. It was I kind of had these already made up. I just didn't know how to attach them, and then he was like... it looks like something out of Fury Road. Now so what is all in this? Yeah, this is, the body of it is a fire truck. Again,
so it's a toy fire truck?
It's a toy fire truck.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then this I think is off, this is off of like the Tonka like bulldozer. Nice. And a lot of the smaller pieces and stuff are off of a battleship. This is the front of a battleship just turned upside down.
Oh, wait. Oh. So that's the front part of the battleship.
Yeah, okay. I just flipped it.
You have to imagine when I showed up during when we were doing some of the model work, there was just like these pieces of a battleship left. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's like World War II happened right in our own studio.
But yeah, and then the skull was another kind of last minute. Doug was like, I think it needs a nose, it has the coyote look, but so that just was a no-brainer.
Well, the skull's just a nice touch because it's very Mad Max, but yeah, this. Oh my God, love it.
The back wheels are from a monster truck. I had to cut off the old wheels and
then I can't tell if it's quite a coyote or maybe a little bit of a cockroach.
Yeah,
a little cockroach going with the antenna.
Yeah, so then these come forward.
Yeah, when we shot the claws coming down, it technically doesn't make any sense because when these are on,
it can't go.
They would hit them, so you notice like we shoot it, coming up to here, and then you cut to me going whoa, and you see it come down.
Yeah. It's very T-Rex. These tiny little hands.
Come on, guys.
Actually, that would have been hilarious if he keeps trying to whip his hands back up and he keeps getting stuck. Just ow. Well, we took a detour, but anyway, so that is the Wild Rig Coyote. Good job, MacGyver. Again.
Super genius.
All right, so this bad boy here is, what are we calling it?
Mother of all noise.
The mother of all noise, that's right. Man, because strangely enough, actually it's hard to see, there we go. Yeah, it just says man on the front. We found that really amusing. You know what, it says man, but I think that's like a little coyote or something underneath it. What the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's... So anyway, this was the last model we did. We just did it today. This is like the final day of shooting, and
yeah, we needed somewhere for Rob.
Doug's like, oh well, we can use that for the truck that Rob Scallon, is playing on. So yeah, we basically did this. It was a very bright, obnoxious blue,
and black,
and black up front. The interesting thing about it is it had all of these decals along the side, running along here and along. Basically the line here. So I basically ripped those off, and what was left was kind of the white pasty stuff left on there still, and it actually, when we spray painted it, left these awesome texture marks, which was awesome. So I don't know, we covered the whole thing in kind of black and then spray painted a little blue there and some rust over here, and Jim made these speakers, which I think are pretty cool.
The fronts of a couple of old hair dryers. which I just have an abundance of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the inside is just some foam with a tack in the center. And
Beautiful.
speakers.
So, yeah, the man, the mother of all noise.
Yeah.
All right, so this gorgeous piece of work is Satan's little chubby. It's Devil Boner's Jeep. Jim, you want to talk a little bit about what we did here?
Yeah, sure. So, unlike the other two, the Roadrunner and the Coyote vehicles, which were an amalgam of various parts of different vehicles and all kind of thrown together, this was a Jeep that I just had lying around, and I was going to use for parts and didn't.
It's a toy Jeep from Goodwill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very yellow when we looked at it.
Basically, all the vehicles, most of the vehicles anyway, were just Goodwill broken toys, like cars and trucks and stuff like that. And yeah, Doug decided once we began filming that he wanted to do all the models as actual models, and he was going to use some CG and stuff like that. But
The only car that CG'd is Michael Bay's.
yeah.
As it should be.
So this one we threw together in about a half hour.
Yeah, this was the fast one, and I sent. We threw it together. This is you can see the original Jeep sort of chassis here, and then we tagged on all of these things. The foam up top. It was an open air Jeep.
Half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, tagged on. What I love most of all is this other half of a car.
Yeah, there's the pickup
front
truck I
part.
didn't use.
Yeah.
It has like the cab and the pickup and the back.
Yeah, attach it to that, and then we attach this sort of motor piece
Yeah,
here.
this
and
was
then,
actually originally attached to the Roadrunner car, but it was too big and too ridiculous that I had to take it off and put a smaller one on.
well, it had a second life.
It did.
And this lovely grill up front, which is mostly just foam.
Yeah.
And then, was this part of the Jeep?
That was part of the Jeep, yeah.
Okay, so that came with it.
But
And
these weren't, right?
No,
No, those
this
were
is
not.
Just, yeah, foam.
So yeah, and then I ended up doing the paint job. We already had the base yellow, so just a lot of spray painting with browns, various golds. So interesting thing, the dots here I had to put on because when I did the hood for the large mock-up of the Jeep, the set, the spray can broke and we had all these large yellow dots. So I'm like, shit. So I had to paint all these little yellow dots on to match that.
They even show up in the shot.
They may not, they may not even show up on the shot, but better safe than
Still looks
sorry.
cool, yeah.
So yeah, and then painted all the blood and this and that, and
Who had it? Were the flames always there? Or
no, I added the
those,
flames
yeah.
right there, yeah. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorites that we did, and it was like the fastest.
Yeah, it was
one of the
literally
fastest.
thrown together.
So yeah, Satan's little chubby, Devil Boner's Jeep.
Giving me a little chubby right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this came from that. This is all part of one toy set. It was some tow truck type thing, and yeah, this was probably the fastest one we did. Really no MacGyvering necessary. We just took this very red car, and yeah, I probably had the most fun in this just because all of these mud splotches showed up the best against the red. And I mean, it's not because I got to paint boobs on the side, but yeah, we were discussing with Doug, do we want anything on the side? And yeah, bros before hoes, and we were coughing around some ideas, and Doug's like, yeah, go with that. So yeah, just some sand,
This
dust,
is actually
and
the car
mud.
that I drive in the review.
Yeah, that's the car that he drives in the review. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So pretty simple. So yeah, this is the He-Van, different from the She-Rod. So we tried to name all these cars, and we figured that was the best. But he's gonna test out that monofilament again.
Oh, what the
Fuck, I could see the string.
Oh. Sorry, we can get rid of it. A little rougher.
Okay. I think we can shoot them on the.
Okay, the last of the vehicles. This is the She-Rod, She-Rod. So,
Again, another one of the easy, pretty much we just had to paint it.
I pretty much just bought this at Toys R Us. It was a remote control car, and yeah, ironically it was white, and Doug wanted something lighter color, but it was too glossy, so we ended up having to put a black coat of spray paint on, and then like
gray.
yeah, like couple coats of gray. and then just sprayed the whole thing with kind of mud and dust, and then we...
And then the, talk about the bumper sticker.
Oh, yeah. So we had the I'm Hard for Hardy bumper sticker, so I had to paint that little thing on there just to imply that. And Doug, you've still had it on your car.
I still have it on the car, yes. Several men have been making kissy faces at me.
Yeah, Jim had to drive to pick up some spray paint and use
Home
Doug's
Depot,
car.
and, yeah.
Good.
All right, well, that's about it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. This was probably the NC that I am the most proud of and had the most fun working on because of the variety of stuff that we had to do and the amount of things. It was one of the huger productions, maybe the biggest one that we've ever done. Once again, thanks to Rob for all the behind-the-scenes stuff that he shot on the day of, and for all of his help during the building process and helping me out with all the props and stuff like that. So, yeah, thanks again, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next week.